What's good? What's good, my man of society? It is your host with the most, Shadowloke, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and are subscribed to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate that. Now, what I wanted to talk about was NDAs, because I was asked by several people on my channels, right, about how come with the whole Mr. Beast thing, that has been circulating YouTube, that they were saying that, man, it's crazy how many people are being exposed and people are coming out and speaking out against individuals and stuff like that. But that people always say, how come is it that, people, don't say nothing before, or how come they stay quiet for so long and this and that, right? And people have to understand that some people, it's embarrassing. Some people, they don't want to live with the shame. They don't want people to know, their loved ones to know, that they've been victimized or whatever, but for their personal reasons, right, is the reason why they don't speak about it. You know what I'm saying? Some lack the confidence, right? Feeling that the people that they're speaking about are too powerful, because the laws do protect, rich individuals. Now, how does the law protect, rich individuals? A lot of companies and a lot of rich individuals use NDAs. NDAs are non-disclosure agreements, right? It's pretty much it's a contract between you and the individuals, whoever's giving you the NDA, right? And basically, when you sign right there, it has to deal with any discussion of the matter, in which, well, for whatever they're hiring you about, right? That you can't speak about it or tell anybody, about the project, right? And NDAs work different depending on the states that, whatever state, you're in. And for, people have different time frame. Like, you're not allowed to speak on this for 5 years or 10 years or 3 years or whatever, right? And companies do this for, movies, games, maybe a new device that they're working on, right? That way it doesn't leak to the people, the media, right? And that way, somebody doesn't beat them to their idea or steal their idea. That's why, these agreements are made, right? Like, we're looking to hire you. And now, before we tell you what we want to hire you for, right, like the project, I'm going to need you to sign this right here that we know you don't steal our idea. You get what I'm saying? So, and then you're not allowed to share the information with nobody. You know what I mean? Because if not, you could get sued by the company. Now, so a lot of people, they're just happy for the opportunity, happy, that they get to work with maybe, a company that they looked up to or an individual that they idolize, right? So they just signed it without reading it, which is something you should never, ever do. Get a lawyer and have them review it and stuff like that before you sign anything, right? I get it, it's a dream come true, but you never know, right? Because of NDAs, there's been certain, things where individuals have been taken advantage of it and weren't allowed to say anything about it, right? Whether sexually or whatever, right? Because if they did go and say something, that would be breach of contract, right? And they could get sued. You get what I mean? And a lot of people, don't have money like these rich individuals. These rich individuals have money to get the best lawyers out there, right? So it's not easy as like, okay, then I'll just go get a lawyer. You know what I mean? Because to get a lawyer is not that easy. The lawyer still has to take your case, right? He still has to be willing to take your case. And, some people, are intimidated by big companies, right? Like, if they feel like they can't beat that big company, then they won't take your case, bro. So finding a lawyer that is willing to go to battle with these, famous and big, companies and individuals is going to be hard in itself, right? And now, lawyers ain't cheap and they ain't free. So now, having the money to actually take these companies to court is going to cost you a lot of money. If you win, then that's cool. You're going to get some money, so you don't got nothing to sweat. But if you lose, then you're fucked. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of these people know that. So how can they possibly, speak on it or sue these individuals or say anything if they'll be screwed? These companies will take everything and leave them homeless if they have to. They got no shame, bro. They'll take everything, bro. They'll leave these people with nothing. So now living with the shame of everyone now knowing you've been victimized and now losing everything. right? Because you just couldn't have the money to afford to, get some lawyers that could, do a good job, right? Compared to these individuals that could hire multiple of the best lawyers. You get what I'm saying? Is something that a lot of people are intimidated by, right? And the reason why, it's kind of like saying, the reason why when one person comes out and then a bunch of other people come out, you need that one person to have the confidence, right? And now the reason why it works that way is not because people are looking to jump on board to, to get free money and stuff like that, even though there will be some individuals to, try to tag along, right? The reason why that happens, right, is that if I come and tell you that I seen a ghost and an alien playing poker and they try to kidnap me, you would think that I was crazy, right? If I came and I told you this information, you would be like, this was cuckoo. But now, if me and, let's say, 20 other people come and tell you these experiences, what we've seen, now, not to say that you would believe us, but you would at least hear us out, though. You would at least, give us a chance to explain what happened. Compared to if I was by myself, you'd be like, yeah, this was fucking cuckoo. But now, if it's multiple of us, you'll be like, all right. Okay, I'm not saying I believe you, but I'll hear you guys out. What exactly happened? You get what I mean? And that's why, it gets people the confidence, right? Because these people are famous and rich and stuff like that. So why would somebody believe somebody who has less, right? They would think that they're jealous or trying to get there. However people always think that these people are just want to get what these people have. They're jealous, But when it's multiple people, it's a lot harder to say that kind of stuff, right? And now giving people more, like confidence and now more people to believe them, right? Or at least look into it. At least, entertain the thing, right? At least, now they'll probably do their own investigation, and now more people would probably, start digging and digging. Because, maybe there's something valid to what they are saying because, how many came out. They can't all be lying. You get what I mean? And that's the reason why that happens, right? It's not that all these gold diggers just come out underneath rocks, even though you will have some, right? But investigations are done thorough and stuff like that, right? So you'll be able to tell when the people are lying, but, these people will actually have, like, evidence or whatever, right? But, like I said, you would have to be able to, win your case, right? And even though it's still a breach of contract, right, you would at least have the money to not sweat it or worry about it, right? But like I said, NDAs are designed, to protect companies and their ideas or TV shows or movies and all that, their ideas and stuff like that. But the rich, and you have to keep this in mind. People that have these, ill behaviors, right? These degenerates have been like that for a long, long, long time, right? And they know how they're viewed, right? And so when they get money, they find ways to do things, right? And they sneak it into the NDAs, like Vince McMahon and several others, right? To get people to sign. That way they won't be able to speak about what, the crimes that happen against them. They use their lawyers and the law to go, like a loophole, to go around, the actual law to be able to exploit people, the way that the NDA is written. That's why it's important that you don't just sign, stuff and, you get somebody to review it. They'll be able to see and look in there and be like, this is suspicious. This is weird right here. How come, this is in here? You know what I'm saying? You want to always get somebody, a good lawyer to, review it, right? And one that's from the state wherever it is happening, right? Because, different states, different laws, right? So you always want to make sure you get one that actually knows the law of that state, for those very reasons. But yeah, so, unfortunately, people do use, the legal system to take advantage of people, right? And why certain individuals just don't speak on people, right? Because they know that they could get sued and they just don't have the money to be able to survive that lawsuit. They'll be left with nothing. Their whole life will be destroyed, And that's the reason why a lot of people, can't say nothing. Not even so much that they don't want to say nothing. It's that some people just can't even say anything. How are they going to discuss about what happened to them, you know, during a project that they're not allowed to discuss, you know? Oh, it's because we were doing something for, you know, this, and that I can't even talk about. Because if not, I'll be breaching contract and... You know what I mean? And I get it. There's a, you know, a crime has been committed and whatever. But the law's the law, bro. You'll have to now get your lawyer. They will have to now get their lawyers to go against their lawyers. You know, and a lot of people just don't want to deal with the whole legal system and all that because it's a hassle, because it costs a lot of money, bro. You know what I mean? Money that, let's face it, a lot of the world doesn't have like these individuals, these rich individuals. And they know this. They're advised by their legal team. They are aware. That's why they say that lawyers are some of the worst type of people. Because some lawyers do actually know all this shit and will help these individuals get away with their crimes. Because they like their paycheck, the size of their paychecks. It's crazy what money will make people do. But yeah, that's, you know, one of the main, you know, well, one of the reasons why, you know, people just don't come out and say anything, right? And, you know, for many more reasons, like I said, you know, the shame, the guilt, you know, the trauma, you know, rehashing those memories, the experience. People don't understand, you know, those kind of emotions are type of emotions that people just don't like feeling, right? It makes them feel uncomfortable. And that's the reason why a lot of these, you know, bastards get away with their sick behaviors. These rich individuals, right? Because obviously the poor ones that display these things, they get caught and, you know, get locked up, right? It's these rich ones that are hard to get because they use the legal and the money, their money, to get away with shit. But yeah, that's the reason why people don't speak. I know people are not aware of certain information, right? And that's why they're like, oh, man, they should have said something from before. And then without even knowing the whole entire story, you don't know, you know, if they had a contractor or what was going on or the reason why they're not saying nothing, right? So automatically assume that people are just trying to gold dig. You know, I get it. People want to defend the rich because they want to wish that they could obtain those things and that, you know, they want those things and they idolize these individuals. That's why they view, you know, all these people as haters because they want to be them. But I'm just saying, overall, that's just my opinions. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. Shadow, we up.